time for another podcast. I am your host, John. Glad to be here once again. Hopefully everybody's doing okay this evening. Hopefully you've had a good day. I want to give a shout out to all the subscribers out there. If you are not a subscriber, by all means hit that subscribe button and join us here at Lounging with John. You can also follow us on Spreaker. If you look down in the description below the video, you will see the link that will take you to the Spreaker page for this podcast, and you can follow us through Spreaker as well. We encourage all of you to please help share the channel, share the podcast with your friends, family, on all the different types of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you might have accounts and you're able to share, please do share the podcast, because hopefully when we are doing different podcasts to help people and be there for people and show our support and raise awareness on different topics and all that good stuff, that somebody out there can find some value in what we do. This one's going to be something different that we have not done yet. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good topic that should be discussed, especially if you have teenagers and maybe you have a relationship with your child and arguing all the time or can't seem to get along. I hope that this information on this podcast helps you in one way or another. The one thing that we need to remember as an adult, that as our kids get older, 13, 14, 15 years old, a lot of different things are going on in their life as well. And I think sometimes we forget that. I think sometimes we forget what they might be going through just, with all the changes that are happening at that age. 15, 16 years old is like where the transfer begins from child to an adult. Because even at the age of 16, that is really when things start to, connect for them. And they begin to look at things differently than what they used to when they were only, 9 or 10 or 11 years old. So, as a parent, I ask you this. Just be considerate. And just understand that your child is going through things as well. And none of us want to see our kids grow up. We would love to keep our kids at just little babies, where we could hold them and rock them and all that stuff. Of course, I don't think any of us miss having to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to change a dirty diaper or to make a bottle. I definitely don't miss those days. I miss being able to hold my kids when they were little, but I don't miss all the diapers and all the formula and all the money that we had to spend. It takes a lot, don't it? So yeah. Anyways, to those of you, now you might not even be a teen now. You might even have relationship problems with your parents, even as an adult. And the one thing that, I've always felt this way, regardless, that no matter who your mom is, no matter who your father is, they are your roots. They are where you came from. They're the ones that brought you into this world. And some might not look at that to be such a big deal, but it really is. It really is. I'm not ashamed of my mother. I'm not ashamed of my father. I don't agree with things, in my past of my family not being there for me. I don't agree that my father walked out. I don't agree that my mom used to go out to on the weekends all the time when I was a kid. I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree that my father was badly addicted to drugs. I don't agree with the things that he has done. I don't agree with the facts that I maybe only saw him 10, 11, 12 times in my whole life, and now I'm at the age of 39. I don't agree with any of that, and I don't like any of that. And I sometimes get mad about it. Not anymore, really. Because everybody in this world goes through things, and, we do our wrongs and we do our rights. Some learn, some don't. Thankfully, my father has changed, and he's gotten his life straightened out, and he's, he goes to church and all this stuff. Not that church is an excuse for what he'd done in the past, but the point is he'd done what he had to do to straighten up his life. And I don't see my father. So I'm going to use my father as the example in this podcast. And people might judge this later and might use it as ammo to come back at me in comments later on down the road. But guess what? I don't care. Because my father is not me, though. He might be in my roots, but he is not me. My father doing drugs, that was him, not me. And the thing is this. Out of everything that my father has done, the things that my mom has done, my mother, she's never done drugs or anything like that, and that's great. But like I said, she also did things that I didn't agree with either, going out to bars and stuff. I didn't agree with that, never have, never will. But I love my mother, and I love my father. I love my dad regardless, because he is my dad. It doesn't matter what their life has been. It doesn't change the fact that you should always love your parents. Now, there's cases someone said, well, what if you're one of them children that, your mom or dad done really bad things to you? Okay, I understand where that can be very, very complicated. And people that do these horrible things, they're not normal. They're sick in the head. And honestly, it doesn't mean you still shouldn't love your mother or father. Because what they did or what they've done has nothing to do with them being your mom or dad, them bringing you into this world. You should at least love them for that. Love your mom for bringing you into this world. Love your dad for bringing you into this world to give you a chance at life, to give you the opportunity to live your life the way that you want to live it, regardless. I know sometimes we get mad at our parents. So if any of you out there are listening and you're a teenager and you're always mad at your mom or dad, let me remind you, time goes by fast. Very fast. Make it work out. Try talking to your parents. Try sitting down and having conversations. Normal conversations. No yelling, no screaming. Start out by talking about things that don't make you mad at each other. Find things that you can agree on. For example, maybe you and your dad both like NASCAR. Have a conversation about NASCAR. Maybe you both like to go fishing. Go fishing together. Find the things that you can do so that you're not even thinking about where your arguments come into play. You also, as a teenager, got to understand that your mom and dad are also going through a change as well as you grow up, because they know that you're growing up. And some parents don't want to lose their babies. Some parents, when kids get older, they feel like they're going to lose them, that they're, going to disappear, and they're not. But you got to give that same respect. We've got to love our parents. And there's always a way to make it work. Maybe you got a mom or a dad that don't agree with, maybe you're at that age where you're starting a date and they don't agree with it. So maybe they're not letting you even have a little bit of freedom. Well, hopefully my message here will help them out as well, because the thing is, you've got to give your child space as they get older. You can't lock the doors and close the bars and throw away the key and try to contain your child and keep your child going down the exact way you want them to go, or things are going to go bad at some point. They are going to rebel. Nobody wants to see their child rebel, but they will. A lot of teenagers end up going out and doing drugs, smoking pot, and all this stuff. And some of that's due to their parents always harassing them and asking them over and over and over, are you out smoking? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? If your child hasn't done anything to betray your trust, then you got to give them that respect. You got to let them, build that credibility with you. You got to let them have that trust with you until that trust is broken. And then that's when you need to go back to the drawing board and have a conversation and figure out what went wrong. It's so much better to talk to our kids and talk to each other than it is to scream at them and think that that's going to fix it, because it will not. It's so much better to find out what it is that's bothering your child, or find out what it is that's upsetting your parents, than to walk away and have that grudge. Don't grow up with a grudge on your parents over things that shouldn't be that way. If your parents are feeding you and they're raising you and they're treating you good and they're not abusing you, and you're just mad because they're trying to hold you down, it's because they love you and they want to see you do good. Sometimes a teenager doesn't even feel comfortable with talking to their parents about things that bother them. It's not because they hate you, though. It's not because they don't love you. It's just because sometimes, people have different comfort zones, and sometimes a child would rather go talk to their best friend than to talk to their parents about something. But as a teenager, you've also got to give your parents that trust as well. Be good to your parents, because they are the roots of your life. They are your roots. Something that will never, ever, ever disappear. You might not pay attention to it. You might not think about it. But if we dug up all the dirt, all the stuff around you, to show them roots. Do you think that it's 100% just your roots only? Of course not. It's your parents. So love your parents. Respect your parents. As I said, life goes by so fast, guys. So fast. And one day they might not be around for you to finally come to, an agreement to say, oh no, let's work this out. Now is the time when you want to work that out. Now is the time when you want to get along. Now is the time when you want to love each other, not hate each other. And if things are going so bad at home between you and your parents, then go talk to someone else about it. Don't ignore it. Now, I'm almost confident that none of my subscribers are going through a relationship with their parents or with their child where they're, the kid's being beat on or anything like that. But just let me throw this out there just because it's the only right thing to do. If you are a teenager and you are going through abuse, you need to talk to somebody. Because it won't stop until the problem has been faced. It won't stop until something's been done about it. It will only get worse. Just like being in a relationship that's abusive between two people, a man and a woman or whatever, in a relationship of abuse. It doesn't stop. It only gets worse. So if you're going through that, that's a totally different story. If you're, being beat on and abused and all that, I'm not sitting here telling you, love your dad as he's beating you, beating on you or abusing you. That's a totally different story and a much more complicated scenario. But in general, love your mom and dad. Love them just for bringing you into this world. If anything, out of anything else, out of everything else, just that one thing, just love them for giving you life. Think about it. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have anything. You wouldn't even be here right now listening to this podcast. So love your parents. Hopefully this helps somebody out there listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the other video that we did a little bit ago for dinner. That was pretty delicious. I really appreciate all you guys, and I just want to let you guys know that, I do a lot of different podcasts, and some are me just acting silly and having a good time, and other ones are serious, and others are not so serious. But that's just because I'm so open-minded that I just really enjoy being with you guys and talking to you guys and being able to, help someone else in the world. It means the world to me. And even if it's just my goofy videos making you laugh, I'm still helping you. And I enjoy being a part of something. A part of you guys. That's why I love YouTube so much. And that's why, I do pay attention to the number of people that are subscribed. That tells me, hey, there are people that want to hear me. There are people that enjoy listening to me talk. And that means the world to me. There's people like Kimberly and Blue Wings and my Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen and Justice and a Deadly Gamer and Dragon Slayer and Country Girl. It's people like that really make me feel good, that make me feel wanted. And so I like to return that favor. I like to do what I can. And I like to try my best to make it clear that I respect you just the same. And to some of you that are still trying to figure me out or, see if I'm, a good person or a bad person, that's okay. I understand. And you'll find that out on your own. It's not my job to come on here and do backflips to try to get you to like me. That's up to you. I mean, I hope you like me. And I hope that, at some point we get more subscribers. And I hope that at some point that I have been able to help somebody. It really makes me feel good to see when someone does leave a comment letting me know that I helped them through something. So if you ever went through something I was able to help you, by all means, please leave a message down in the comments. Just letting me know that, hey, thank you, John, for helping me through this. You don't got to go into detail. You don't got to share your personal life with everybody. I get that. So, for that said, youngins, parents, love each other and always find a way to make it work. It's always worth it. I'll be back here again later on. I got some more stuff that I'm going to be working on with some podcasts. So, if you want to listen to them, you're more than welcome always to listen to the podcasts and videos and all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys here real soon. And please remember that if you want to ever talk, I would love to talk to you. Come and find me on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Blind Nation Videos. So facebook.com/Blind Nation Videos with an S. And send me a direct message. I'd love to talk to you. Kimberly would love to talk to you. Some of you are already talking to me through Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. Lounge with John. That's LOUNGE with John, JOHN. Follow me on Twitter. Send me a message on Facebook. I'd love to talk to you. You guys are awesome. So, if you ever want to chat, Kimberly, I told you how you can find me. Go on facebook.com/Blind Nation Videos. You can send me a message. Justice, you, any of you guys out there, a Deadly Gamer, Dragon Slayer, I'd love to talk to you sometime. As a matter of fact, Dragon Slayer, if you do get this, I would love to do a video with you, kind of talking about some of the stuff you've been through. So if you would ever like to do that, let me know. Guys, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.